Shalom. This is Brother Tazabah, and I'm coming at you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Recha HaKodash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who teach and who rule well, and peace, love, and salutations to the house of David, 144,000 of the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, Wa'ahab, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Hashem Rekakodash, and Shalom, peace unto you. All right, our Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect, okay? The Passover is not a party or a celebration, but rather a solemn assembly, okay? It's not a lamb dinner. It's not a party or a celebration, okay? And we're going to get some understanding, some clarification on the understanding of the Passover. And may the Lord, may the understanding come out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And I'm going to try my best to explain it, in a way that you will understand that this is a solemn assembly. And we're going to go into that word, solemn assembly. It's not a lamb dinner. It was a very serious time because, in times past, a lot of death took place. And when you understand the whole ceremony, you will put the blood on our door, on the two side posts in the upper door to protect us from death, right? When Yahweh Shem Yahushua, saw the blood, it passed over us, In ancient times, it was given to us to keep because the Lord took out the firstborn of the Egyptians, and then we're going to read a little bit on that, and get some understanding. All right. So I want to go to Leviticus 23 and verse 4. These are the feast of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. And you notice that it said a holy, which the word there is Kodash. Convocation. The Hebrew word for holy convocation is Kodash, holy convocations. Makwara'ah, let's click on that. Makwara'ah, okay, and it say Strong's H 4744, Makwara'ah, and it means something called out, a public meeting, the act, the person, or the place, also a rehearsal, assembly, calling, right, convocation, reading, okay? Now, I outline biblical use, convocation, convoking, reading, a calling together. The first, definition, outline biblical use, convocation, sacred assembly. So it's not a time of partying. It's a very serious thing, It's a very serious thing, okay? And it's a Sabbath with the majority of Israel is not keeping it, okay? And when you keep it, you have to have understanding of why you keeping this, this holy convocation. So the Hebrew word for holy convocation is Kodash, holy, Makwara'ah, convocation. Okay? All right? And again, it's a solemn assembly. Okay? We kept the Passover in ancient times, you know, during that time that the death angel passed over, which the death angel was Yahweh Shai. You know, he was the death angel. And he passed over all the doors that had the blood on the two sides posts in the upper part of the door where the Israelites were, you know, and passed over the Israelites and killed all the firstborn of the Egyptians, you know, in times past. And today we keep that in commemoration of Yahweh Shai. He's the Passover. He's that lamb, you know. And what we would do, we'll take a lamb. Let's read through it. Leviticus 23 and verse 4. These are the feasts of the Lord, even the holy convocations, even holy convocations which ye shall proclaim in their seasons, you know. In the 14th day of the first month at evening, it is the Lord's Passover. Okay? So we at the 14th day of the evening, that's gone into the 15th day. You see? Verse 6, and on the 15th day of the same month, it is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. Okay? Unleavened bread, okay? Now we're gonna hold that and go to, Exodus 12. Okay, Exodus 12 and 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. Okay? All right, and when you go into the word months, it's Chadash. You see? Chadash. H2320, Chadash. It's not like the same word, it's holy. The word holy is kwa with a Q, Quadash. And when you see the word month, which you get the word moon, okay? Cha, which is a Hebrew character. It looks like a letter. Chadash. You say it with a little bit of, saliva. It's a certain way you pronounce it. Not qua, but Chadash. Okay? Strong's H2320. And it's Chadash. The new moon by implication. A month, monthly. What word you see? New moon. The word month goes back to the word moon. The new moon monthly, the first day of the month. You see that? The new moon is the first day of the month. So it said, this month shall be unto you the beginning of the months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month ye shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And we did that in ancient times to, be able to, a holy feast that, and that was, about the Lord, brought us out of Egypt. Okay, we served a bitter captivity in Egypt, 400 years plus, 430 years, that we, was in Egypt. And, he told us before we left, that You take a lamb, right? We would take a lamb, you know, with a male of the first year without blemish, okay? And that lamb is symbolic of Yahweh Shah, man. That lamb is symbolic of Yahweh Shah, okay? Let's go to Revelations 5. Revelations 5 and 6, and I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the four beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 heads, so like it, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High sent forth into all the earth. Okay? That's Yahweh Shai, you know? All right? That's Yahweh Shai. Showing you that Yahweh Shai is that lamb. Let's also go to John 1 and 29. You have to understand the symbolic meaning of the Passover, Yahweh Shai is that lamb that was slain, and John the Baptist, quoted about the Lamb of the Most High. Let's go down to verse 29, John 1 and 29. And the next day John seeth Yahushua coming unto him, and saith, Behold the Lamb of God, which taketh away the sins of the world. You see? The next day John seeth Yahushua coming unto him, and saith, Behold the Lamb of the Most High, which take away the sins of the world. All right? Take away the sins of the world. So that is a representation of Yahweh Shai coming to be, to lay down his life, for the remission of sin, which that blood that we read about, the blood represent, the shedding of blood represent the the remission of sin. He laid his life down once, for the remission of sin. When you go to Matthew, 26, I believe is, yeah. All right. They say Matthew 26 and 20. Now when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12. Yahweh Shai sat down with the 12. And as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you that one of you shall betray me. When he's speaking of Judas Iscariot. And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them saying unto him, Lord, who is he? Right? And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. And the Son of Man, and the Son of Man goeth as it is written of him, but woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Okay? I'm going to go down to the point, 26. And as they were eating, Yahweh Shai took the bread and blessed it, and broke it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. You see, the unleavened bread represent the body, you know, of Yahweh Shai, you know. He said, this is my body, you know. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sin. You see that? So Yahweh Shai is that better covenant of the New Testament, right? Which came and which is a better covenant. You know, that he lay down his life so that we may enter into that new covenant. You know, the blood represents the bloodshed of Yahweh Shai, which what for the shed, you know, for the remission of sin that was shed for many for the remission of sin. So Yahweh Shai is our atonement, right? You know, Yahweh Shai laying down his life was the atonement so that we may receive the kingdom, you know. So this is a sacred, holy convocation. It's not a lamb dinner. It's not something to be enjoyed. You know, we ate the Passover quickly in times past, you know. So you have to understand the symbolic meaning, you know. It's not a big dinner, you know. You got certain groups with no spiritual understanding, and they got all this food in the Passover that don't belong there. You know, fruits and cakes and pies, you know. That's you eating the Passover unworthily, man, with no spiritual understanding. You know, a lot of guys got the rap group inviting rappers to the Passover, you know, which, you know, you shouldn't be keeping the Passover, you know, with a nigga in the world, man, you know. You shouldn't be keeping the Passover with the niggas in the world that don't have spiritual understanding, okay? You don't invite certain spirits around you to keep the Passover. It's a sacred, a solemn assembly, a holy gathering. And it has nothing to do with a big fancy dinner. It has nothing to do with, you know, rap concerts. You see other guys, you know, rapping and doing concerts. That's not the spirit of Yahweh Shai. It was a very a bitter time when Yahweh Shai offered himself up. You know, you see the lamb here, right? The lamb is Yahweh Shai. You know, he was that offering. You know, he came back to be offered up. You know, you know, all that rapping and stuff. You're not thinking about the spiritual meaning. You're not thinking about Yahweh Shai. You know, you see all these congregations. They got women in there. You know, their congregation. There were no women in the Passover. You don't need women in the Passover. You know, they got all these women. You know, with you know, and you know when women bring, it's a lot of confusion. You know, it's just a solemn assembly. You know, they also bring in fashion shows. You know, that's them keeping the Passover unworthily. You know, with no spiritual understanding. You know. It's 1 Corinthians 11:27. Wherefore whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. You know, you know. Let's go to that. But let a man examine himself, man, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. So you guilty of, Yahweh Bashim Shai, them putting their hands on them, the damnation. You guilty of that. You eating the Passover unworthily. Your Passover is not about Yahweh Shai being offered up, okay? And you see that party Passovers and trippers and, all this extra food that shouldn't be there. You're supposed to make sure no leaven is in your food, man. Some people get hot dogs in their Passover, all these cakes and pies and stuff like that. They don't understand what they're involved in. And you guilty of, Yahweh Shai's body, man. You're supposed to be examining yourself. Just like in times past, we ate the Passover quick because it was a serious time. A whole lot of death was passing through, man. All right? So you have to understand the symbolic meaning of the Passover. It's not a celebration. It's not a lamb dinner. It's not a big dinner, man. It's not a, you got all this music poured out. These people ain't thinking about Yahweh Shai, man. Which make them keep the Passover unworthily, man. And we also ate the bitter herbs, the bitter herbs, right? All right, I'm going to go back. Exodus 12:3. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb. That lamb is symbolically Yahweh Shai, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house, So some brothers may be in the congregation. You might have newer brothers who, might be listeners on the other side. If you're a younger brother and you want to keep the Passover, there's a packet that you can get that, our elders have, PDFs where you can download and get the, the Passover packet, and you do the rehearsal in your own space. And, you just buy enough lamb to do it on your own. You get the bitter herbs. What we do is horseradish, And the horseradish, the herbs, say eat bitter herbs. Bitter herb, we use, again, horseradish, which is very bitter, and it's supposed to be, the symbolic meaning of that is in times past, the hard bondage that we went through in Egypt, man. And also the hard, the harshness of our Lord being offered up, man. You know. So you have to have the spiritual understanding. And it say, and if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb. Okay? So we established the lamb is Yahweh Shai. Your lamb should be without blemish, a male of the first year. And we know it's a rehearsal. This is basically a rehearsal. Judges, 5:11 say, in the place of drawn waters, our captivity, we shall what? Rehearse the righteous acts. So you have to, rehearse it, righteously, man. So you keep it to the best of your ability. You got the packet to guide you, and you watch some videos and read scriptures, on as examples of brother keeping the, our Apostle Ron like keeping the Passover. So you study that, But you need to understand the symbolic meaning, You know, the lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or the goat. So you can do sheep or goat, you know, sheep or goats. And ye shall keep it up to the 14th day of the same month. Okay, now we don't have the power to do that. So we just go to the store and we purchase the lamb, you know. You know, it's a rehearsal because we ain't keeping the you know, we not able to, you know, slaughter a sheep or a lamb, you know. If you did that, you know, if you purchased a goat and, you know, slaughtered it wherever you may be, hey, you might get the police called on you. So what we do is just, you know, take, you know, the lamb, you know, go to the store and buy, you know, some lamb, you know, enough according to your eating, you know, and you know, just, you know, kind of like, you know, put it on the grill, burn it all the way through, you know. And it say, and ye shall keep it up to the 14th day of the same month. Now, you know, right now we don't have the power to do that, you know. You know, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel should kill it in the evening, okay? And they shall take the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door post of the house wherein you shall eat it, okay? And that's what we did in time past, so the death angel passed over us, you know? Verse 8, that's the point. And they shall eat the flesh in the night, roasted with fire, and unleavened bread. The unleavened bread represent the body of Yahushua, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Okay, the bitter herb represent the harshness of our captivity, you know? So you have to have a spiritual understanding of it, man. And we coming up on the Passover very soon, man. You know? You know, I got to go get this daily bread, but, you know, just something through the spirit. You should be Passover minded, right? You know, because Yahweh Shai is about to bring mass death, you know, to Babylon, man. You know, you know, we keeping this in commemoration of Yahweh Shai offering himself up, you know, and that he would deliver us out of modern day Egypt, man. You know, and he would pass over us and deliver us out of, you know, modern day Egypt, which is America, man. You know? So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the elect. All right? And until next time, Shalom.